Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now, I mentioned this ice cream a few weeks ago. This is one that was inspired by all the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard stuff, blah blah blah, that was going on for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. I'm a big Johnny Depp fan, and the Pirates of the Caribbean films have become a bit of a staple for, you know, I think a few generations now. They're perfectly watchable, and Captain Jack Sparrow is a bloody good character. So we thought it would be fun to make a Jack Sparrow inspired ice cream. And as a pirate, they all used to drink, I mean, they didn't really used to drink rum a lot. It was mainly beer that they used to drink in reality. But in the films, the question always comes up is, why is the rum always gone? I'm a big rum drinker. I've got a few of them here, and I thought it would be fun to use all three of these types in the ice cream itself. So we've got a Lambs vanilla rum. I mean, this technically isn't rum, it's a rum-based liqueur because it's under 40%. So we've got an ice cream made with this. We've got some truffles made with this, which is really strong stuff. This is 54.5% ABV. And then this, which goes into a caramel sauce. So if you're ready to watch me get sloshed, let's see how I made it. So for the ice cream base, we're going to start with our milk, add in our egg yolks and our sugar. Now I've reduced the sugar a little bit in here just because I'm putting 50 grams of the rum, the Lambs vanilla rum in here. Now obviously I've used the Lambs because it's very heavy vanilla flavour, and I'm making vanilla ice cream, so it kind of goes hand in hand. Once you've added all the ingredients and your sugar's dissolved, you've added your skimmed milk powder. You've got it up to temperature. Now obviously, because we're using egg yolks, I'd probably recommend getting it up to the 70°C mark just to cook those egg yolks. Finally, turn the heat off and then add in your rum. Get it nicely combined, put it in a container, and then put it in the fridge to chill down. So these rum truffles, now get prepared with your rum. I've called these gunpowder rum truffles. The actual rum itself is called gunpowder proof. It's a spiced rum, it's really strong. So we're gonna take our double cream and warm it up gently in the microwave. You can do this on the hob if you want to. Pour that over your milk, chocolate and butter. Make sure your chocolate then fully melts. And then finally add in your rum. This is 50 ml worth of that dark, really strong rum here. When it's all completely melted and ready, pour it into a lined cake tin. This is an 8x8 square, just whatever you've got to hand is fine, and put it in the fridge just to solidify up. Now after your truffle is completely chilled down from being in the fridge, you can take it out and start moulding it into these little cute balls. And I am going to coat these in Guittard's cocoa powder. It's really, really nice cocoa powder, not too bitter, really nice strong flavour. So just roll that truffle between your hands. Obviously I'm using gloves, it's really, really messy stuff. And then drop them in the cocoa powder, make sure they're fully covered. Put them in a little container, keep them in the fridge until we're ready to load up the tub. And the final part to this ice cream is the Sparrow's Rum Caramel. Now it should go without saying why I've chosen Sparrow's Rum, but you know, just in case, Jack Sparrow and all that. So we're going to make a wet caramel here, and what that means is we're adding water to the sugar. Put the sugar and the water in the pan, get that moving around and combined, and start the sugar dissolving that way. Then gently turn the heat on and then bring it up to a colour that you think is right. I'm going to say once you're happy with the colour, turn the heat off because it will continue cooking just a little bit more after that. Then you can add in your room temperature butter and your cream. Once that's nicely combined, finally add in the rum. 80 grams worth of Sparrow's rum has gone into this, so this is really strong stuff. Make sure that it's nicely mixed and then put it in a container, keep it at room temperature until we're ready to go. And the final part here is once your ice cream base is chilled, take it out the fridge and put it in your machine as normal. Now this might take a little longer in your machine to churn with this much alcohol in. That's one reason why we dropped the sugar slightly. When it's ready, you can take your truffles out the fridge, you can get your caramel ready, get it all ready, and then start loading up and layer in a really nice mix of caramel. Chop your truffles in half if they're big like mine, or whatever size you want to put in there. Give it a nice little mix, make sure it's fully combined and that caramel is laced throughout. Put the lid on the tub and put it in a freezer for at least 6 hours here. So there are a few bits to this video. You're making, you know, the truffles, you're making the caramel sauce, you're making a rum ice cream. This is not a vanilla ice cream per se, it's a rum ice cream. Obviously you've seen me put the vanilla in it. That's just to boost the flavors of this, because, you know, vanilla extract still is a stronger flavor than vanilla flavored something. So just boost that flavor a little bit. It's been in the freezer for us overnight just because family life gets in the way, so we're going to get some out, move these bottles aside, get some scooped up and see how strong this really is. Now before I put this back in the freezer, I just want to congratulate my wife on what is possibly the best tub that she has ever done. You've got the black pearl, Jack Sparrow, beach scene, palm trees, sun, birds. It's amazing. If you like the tubs my wife does for our videos, make sure to pop a like here and let us know on social media, because she doesn't get the chance to do them a lot, you know, with a toddler taking up a lot of our time, and we also have another business that we run. These sometimes take a back seat, so I'm really glad we got this one out. It's 1:30 on Sunday afternoon and there's so much alcohol in this. I'm not sure I'll be able to drive anywhere after having this. Let's see what the ice cream on its own tastes like first. It's subtle. You don't get that punch of rum. The Lambs is quite an easy going rum. Like I said, it's not technically rum, so it's much easier to drink. And in this ice cream, it boosts the vanilla flavor, but you get a really nice warming effect to it. Something to mention when you use alcohol in ice creams is don't use too much. The freezing point depression of alcohol is quite a strong effect. So if you are putting more in, you're gonna have to reduce the sugars somewhat, but also it will speed up the melting process. It's melting in the bowl. Half of that is the fact it's bloody boiling hot today, but the other part of it is the alcohol. So try and get some of this caramel and see how that blends in with it as well. That caramel is strong, but I like it. It's so this is the Sparrows. It's 40% ABV. It's pretty decent. It's not amazing. It's a nice, comfortable drink to have on its own or with Coke. Goes really well with that caramel and cuts through, because that vanilla, Lambs vanilla ice cream is quite subtle. You get that streak of caramel going through it, and then you know exactly what you've made. Now I'm going to dig into one of these truffles. Now, gunpowder proof rum, 54.5% ABV, makes some stonking good truffles. I'm gonna try one without being anything. Man, they're strong. It's what you want from this. You're making a rum-based ice cream. You're making a rum ice cream with rum truffles and rum caramel. What do you want the flavour of? Rum. Why is the rum always gone? Well, it's not in here. It's everywhere in here. Really, really strong rum flavour. My wife says she can smell it, just me breathing. Now, if you don't like rum, just substitute all of these for your favourite drink. So if you like whiskey, go for whiskey. You could probably do a nice complex whiskey mix of flavours here. If you don't like any of those kind of spirits, I mean, you know, white rum I'm not a massive fan of, but you'd obviously change the flavour profile because the majority of it is coconut flavoured. But, you know, just mix and match with whatever alcohol you like. You could do this with beers and ales if you really wanted to. And as I said, pirates historically did drink more of that than rum. Rum was something that they would try and create, and actually in reality they wouldn't have drank any of these. They would have had a very white rum because that's what was available back in the time. It was made with whatever they had, but majority of the time it was beer that they drank. I don't like beer. I don't like beer, lager or ale, so I'm unlikely to make anything with those. Never say never though. I mean, if you've watched this channel long enough, I've made some weird shit over the last couple of years, and actually interestingly enough, there's some more really weird ones coming up this year. We've done the planning. I have made possibly the strangest ice cream I've ever made. My wife didn't like it. I didn't to start with, but actually really liked it after that. You get past this little weird mentality of it. But we've got a lot of nice ice cream flavours and interesting ice cream flavours coming up, so make sure you like and subscribe. And I'm gonna maybe hit this whole serving of ice cream on a Sunday afternoon. So thanks very much. See you next week.